recording.
Huh. Okay.
And we're live. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, people?
Hello,
We're now
hello.
on air.
Hello. There's the camera. Hello.
It's another episode of.
It's over there.
It's over here.
Move the monitor. Anyway.
It's another episode of Real Talk with Popsicle Games. I'm one of your hosts, Christine.
I am James. Hello, of course.
I'm Jed. Hello.
And I'm Abby. Yes, so today. Oh, before anything else, why Gadget Addict is tuning in on Twitch.
Yes.
He's saying wahoo here.
Wahoo.
Hello, sir.
Yay.
Wahoo.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Yeah,
YouTube Gadget Addict.
Supposed to be looking there. So hello. Yeah.
And there's a dog, and their dogs barking.
Yeah, dogs.
We apologize for that. Yeah, what were we talking about today? Okay, today.
Since last week, you guys, we didn't have any streams last week.
Nope.
So now we are going to talk about why we did not have any streams
Yes,
last
since
week.
you weren't here.
Yes,
You weren't
because
here.
the three of them were not here last week. We were in
Check out my shirt.
Singapore.
Yes.
Indie Prize.
Yes.
In Casual Connect Asia 2017.
That's correct.
So, over on to our main topic, which is how attending game conventions can help you and your indie game.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, last year we only started attending proper conventions. And it really showed us that how, I mean, it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you get a lot of feedback for your game and everything. And so, we'll be like talking about that more today. And what are the advantages and what are the things that you can do during convention, both as an attendee and as an exhibitor.
Right.
So yeah, speaking of which gaming conventions have we attended as Popsicle Games?
As a team.
As a team, and then we'll talk about individual.
Don't ask me. I'm a newcomer to the group, so-
Newcomer. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what gaming conventions have you guys attended?
Casual Connect, of course.
Casual
Yeah,
We just came
just
from
last
there.
week.
Yes.
We're moving back.
Let's move back.
Let's move back.
Back.
From present.
Yeah, the one before that was it GMGC?
Yes, it was GMGC on January.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It was in Shangri-La Hotel. It's a shack. And okay. YouTube Gadget Addict is asking, where are you now? Where are you based? We're based here in Manila, specifically in Quezon City.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's why most of the shows that we'll be talking about may be local, but we have some international lined up.
So, going back, what have you guys attended?
Let's see. We right before GMGC. Wait, which came first? Was it TGS or well, I haven't attended, but James and Vaughn went to TGS, and then before that we were at ESGS last year, which is another local
Event.
another local event, a gaming event. Relatively young. I think it's like in its third year.
Yes. Yeah. And then did we say TGS already?
Yeah.
I mentioned TGS, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure which came when.
TGS came first. No, ESGS was late October, and then Tokyo Game Show was late September.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
TGS.
You were also at Casual Connect last year.
We were also at Casual Connect last year, but as attendees mostly. We did not have any
Nomination.
any games to display. We weren't accepted by the Indie Prize nomination.
Oh, so
unfortunately.
last week was the first.
Yes.
Yeah. First time we were at Indie Prize.
Yes, as exhibitors.
Okay, so which show was the very first one?
The very first one, to be honest, was a Tokyo Game Show.
It was TGS.
Yes,
Oh.
Right.
We presented for the first time in Tokyo Game Show. We tried to feature all of our games, which I don't want to mention anymore. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. I will talk about that maybe more later on Tokyo Game Show. But yeah, most of our shows that we attended was a B2B event, business to business. Just a couple of maybe just one B2C, business to consumer, which was ESG.
ESGS, yes.
And we will be discussing the pros and cons for both B2B and B2C events.
So we have an incoming question from Desktop San, our fan. Coming to E3, it's open for public this year, and like the previous years, it was through
I
invitation.
heard they have public days for E3 this year.
Yeah.
But we're here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we will
E3,
be
I haven't seen a submission for indie games. We usually go for that. We submit for if there are like indie game showcases that could provide a free booth or maybe a minimal fee. We usually tend to go for that. But big shows like E3 tend to cost a lot, so it's not very ideal, especially for us in the Philippines. International shows cost a little too much for our budget. Okay, so amongst the shows that we've attended, which one was our favorite? All the shows.
Yeah, which one was your favorite?
which one's your
actually,
favorite?
I was present for everything. My favorite would be ESGS, I guess.
Really?
Yes. The local one, just because it's a B2C event. I tend to favor the B2C events more.
What is B2C?
Business to consumer. That means the show is meant for the players. Like, it's open to public. It's meant for people who play games. It's meant for the gamers rather than the other shows that are meant for more of game developers and but yeah, ESGS was a good show just because we got a lot of good feedback for Mighty Alpha Droid. We got a lot of good foot traffic as well. And because of that, we were able to make the game better, and with all the feedback that we got. The other shows were okay. Not that I'm saying they're bad, but they're okay. They're just, I guess, B2B events, and a lot of ad people were coming by to the booth talking. So, especially Tokyo Game Show, it was unfortunate that we weren't able to be available during the public days, which was very important because, man, the crowds there were like, it was jam-packed compared to the business days.
Why were you not?
Because the story there was, in Tokyo Game Show, we were subsidized by the government, by I forget which brand, DTI, Department of Trade and Industry. And
What did they do?
they helped us go in collaboration with the IGDA Manila. We were able to go to TGS. They were able to provide us booth spaces for free, and we were able to like showcase there. But the only nuance was that we were only allowed to be during the business days. So when I say business days, it's closed off to the public, and you get all the business people there.
Game developers,
localization companies, publishers. They're all there. But we wanted the players, so unfortunately we weren't able to present properly. But yeah, come ESGS, we were able to now show off our games to the public better. And it taught us a lot of lessons on how to proceed with other shows in the future as well. So that would be my favorite.
What about you two?
Same. ESGS was good.
For the same reasons?
Just because the people playing the game were closest, I would say, to the people we were targeting. Because when you show your game, your mobile game or your casual game, to a B2B audience in a B2B show, for example, most of what you get in terms of players, potential players walking around are either people who are trying to sell you something, or other game developers who are not really casual gamers. Usually game developers know games inside out. They're most probably hardcore gamers themselves, and they're not exactly the crowd that we want to target And while we value everyone's feedback,
Mm-hmm.
it might not necessarily be the feedback that we want for our game.
Yeah.
So, in my experience, we got the best feedback out of play tests at ESG.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you're right, Jet. Game developers and people who play games have they give feedback, but they give very different feedback.
Yeah, very different feedback. That's right.
One, of course, the developers tend to be more technical about things, but the gamers or like the regular players, like you can see how they behave with your game.
Yes, it's the best way to spot any usability problems.
Exactly,
You have to observe them, like if they're confused, what do I do next? How do I, in our case, how do I submit this word?
Exactly.
How do I get to how do I get to this menu? How do I get out of this menu? Things like that. And generally the devs are a bit too savvy.
Yeah,
They savvy.
They know how to work around usability
Yeah.
flaws. But
Yeah.
you want to get over those humps.
Yeah.
So we don't really spot the things that need fixing sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. How about you, Abby?
Yeah.
What shows have you attended?
I've only attended ESGS, GMGC, and Casual Connect.
Okay.
But so far my favorite is ESGS.
Yes, not casual.
Yes.
Because of the Just Dance machine.
No,
Just
it's
Dance.
not the
Just Dance
Yes,
machine.
yes.
I actually hated it because my voice kind of like
From singing along
From
to
singing along to
Okay.
Sorry.
it's hard for me to
by Justin Bieber.
talk.
Okay.
Cake by the Ocean.
It was hard for me to talk because
Because it was so loud because
it
of
was
the
so
Just
loud.
Dance.
Yeah.
My
Yes, yeah, we had to
voice.
shout.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
90% of the time we had to
We were
shout.
shouting. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was ESGS, but I think since it was my first time in Singapore, so I think Casual Connect is also special to me.
Whoa.
Also, I was able to
Special.
I was able to talk to a lot of other people from other countries. So I was able to learn how they actually play our game because it's really different when we play tested Mighty Alpha Droid to here in the Philippines. So I think we got a lot of good feedback so far.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And there were some people there from countries who do not predominantly speak English.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was a different experience,
Yeah.
I would say.
So I think Desktop San has a question. When do the Philippines usually have their convention? Did you have IGDA too? I think they're based here in NZ. Okay, so
Where's NZ?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Events here happen. It's very sporadic, depends on the organizer. ESGS, as Jed said, pretty new. So I think they will be on their fourth year this year, and that usually happens in the fourth quarter of the year, around October, November-ish. They also have one. The same organizer had one. I think was in March or April. It was the Pinoy Game Festival.
I think that was just last month.
Last month. So
April.
it's more esports focused. That's why we weren't able. We decided not to attend that.
Yeah.
And there are a couple small ones here and there popping up left and right. But yeah, we still want to see how the other local events fare before we jump in because
lots of new ones
Yeah.
starting
Yeah.
every year.
So we'll see. But definitely ESGS is one of the big ones to look out for.
Yeah.
So yeah, enough of the local game convention. Maybe we can talk about Casual Connect since we were just there last week.
Yeah, right.
So where to start? You were there for like
A week.
a week.
A week.
Yeah, the
5
event was
days?
3 days long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Jed and I attended Casual Connect. What?
It's our third time.
It was our third time.
Third time.
Yeah. So the first time, before Popsicle Games even happened, that helped us. It's a good show actually to attend if you're thinking about getting into game development. Because that helped Jed and I decide to like really go for game development full time, because it teaches you like for me the important thing was how to monetize. So there are lots of ways to monetize and some strategies you can do, and they talk about it during the event. And they also talk about the technical stuff, on development, on design, of course on game design as well. So yeah, if you're like thinking about going to game development, I urge you to attend Casual Connect. They usually have shows all over the all over the world, one per quarter per each continent. Asia, Europe, and it used to be in Israel, but this year will be in Kiev.
Yes.
Kiev. Somewhere in Ukraine. Yeah.
Okay.
So Eastern Europe. But next year it's going to be they're shuffling it up. Asia will be in Hong Kong. In the US it will be in California, I think, in Disneyland, and Europe will be in the UK, and I think they're going back to Israel. I'm not so sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casual Connect was a good experience for us. Like the first time we were there, just so we can get an idea for the current climate of the game dev industry. There was a lot of jargon, especially on the business side of things.
So much to learn.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say about the climate of Singapore.
So we can get to that
later.
Yeah.
It's always
But yes, so the first time we were there, it was a bit overwhelming because we didn't really know what game design entails.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we learned a lot. We heard about a lot that like we didn't exactly know about, so we had to go back, discuss our notes, do some studying, and yeah, it got us on this track.
Yeah.
I guess that was one of the things that we said.
Yeah, you're right. And it's now that you mentioned that there are a lot of terms that we didn't know before.
Yeah, so many terms. My notes were full of
Yeah.
question mark.
Example of terms.
Like ARPU.
Yeah,
What?
ARPU.
Can you
is,
spell it out?
ARPU.
What's that?
It's short for
Average revenue
per user. That means how much how much a user is gaining you, or like how much are they paying for your games?
How much you expect to get out of
How much? Yes.
a user on average?
Yes.
ARPU.
So many terms like that.
Yeah. So it was nice that now this time when people talk to us, what's your ARPU? What's your downloads? What's your retention rate? And all those things. We understand everything now. And of course, there's some more to learn, but it's nice that we have context now and we can relate to other developers and talk to them in equal footing.
Yeah, I think we also found out just exactly how data-driven this industry is.
Yes.
Like before, I think the attitude I brought to game design, game development was, okay, I play games, I know games. Let's make something nice.
Yeah.
Let's make something I want to play. And it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work out well for you if you just like keep doing what you want and you don't rely on data to guide your development. And yeah, that was where we found out that you have to track everything that you can track.
Yeah. Analytics is important.
Yeah, analytics.
Also, analyzing the analytics is equally important. I mean, you have to correlate what goes on. I mean,
yeah, sometimes you have to be imaginative to
yes,
make the connections.
Exactly. It's a lot of like investigating. You have to dig through the data and see, okay, why is this spiking?
Yes.
What happened?
Yeah.
So it's me for one, I enjoy doing it. So yeah, that's the takeaway. It's a data-driven industry. But yeah, this year's Casual Connect, now as being an exhibitor, is quite different because I don't know. It's the first show that we really showed of Mighty Alpha Droid to an international audience. And as you said, Jen, there were like a lot of there were some people who were, of course, English is not their first language, had a hard time with the game, and that kind of opened my eyes a bit. That okay, like not everybody speaks English, and the game is quite difficult for them. And they usually ask, "Are you gonna localize this for XYZ country?" If they're French, are you gonna localize this in French?
Yes.
If we're Korean, are you gonna localize in Korean? So.
For our viewers who have no idea about what game are we talking about, it's Might Alpha Droid, our mobile word game, latest mobile word game. And you can download it at popsiclegames.com/games.
Yes. So we got some questions. So YouTube Gadget Addict said that I hope we can still continue making offline games, and yes, definitely we'll still be making games that don't require online, but we don't know if that's gonna change soon.
Yeah, depends on what we end up making.
Yeah. And he says he feels bad for trying out Mighty Alpha Joy. What other games would you recommend after enjoying that one? Well, we got a couple. We got 16 games out now. So check out our site. If you like, there are a lot of casual games, small casual games.
Popsiclegames.com.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely Desktop San said it's our first game of this genre, the word game genre.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's one of the first games that we really spent time on.
Yes.
More.
Yes.
We usually make games for like a month's time, but Mighty Alpha Droids took us more than a month. Definitely.
Yeah, if you're gonna read our dev blog, it's written in there. That's that Mighty Alpha Droid was the game that changed the way the whole studio worked.
Yes.
On a game.
Yes. Okay, going back to topic. How about you, Abby, as a first-time attendee of Casual Connect? What talks did you attend?
I was actually able to attend just one.
One talk. Which one?
Can't remember the title, but the speaker was the developer of Color Switch.
Color Switch. Okay.
Color Switch.
He talked about how to improve how you design and all that stuff, and I actually learned a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so YouTube Gadget Addict is downloading
a bunch.
Hey! If you had any that you really recommend over others, that's a tough question. It's like
Darkest Light.
It's like asking who's your favorite child.
Darkest Light.
I would recommend Kong Want Banana. I think that's nice. And the color game, the Clash of Colors.
Yeah, Clash of Colors.
It's
All aboard.
And all aboard the arc.
All aboard the arc is good.
Yeah. Again, they're very casual, very arcade. So. Yeah. And One Punch Hero. If you're now that you're in the Philippines, and I hope you'll get our Philippine references. So besides the talk, Abby, what else did you experience in Casual Connect?
I was able to talk to a lot of other people in other countries, and I saw a lot of games that I think I'd like to play too, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a good place to see very original ideas come to life.
Yeah.
The indie prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, indie games are always a good source of imaginative
That's true.
game design. Very little restrictions on indie developers. Yeah. It was fun.
It was
to go around the show floor, try out some of the other games. We played a fighting game.
Yeah, we did.
Like, was that the one where you used a control?
A fighting stick.
A fighting stick.
I forget the name. God of War.
So it was an
War
indie
of
game.
Gods.
War of Gods.
It was an indie game.
It's an
Oh,
indie game.
Yeah,
okay.
an indie game. But
Which console?
It's for
PC.
PC. Yeah. And lots there were VR games.
Yeah, they gave a good attention to VR this year.
VR, yeah.
Normally, if you're accepted to the indie prize, you're on this table, you're in like a small space. But the VR guys got like a big, huge spot.
Yeah, for people to move around and wave their arms and I don't know.
It's like
That's
bigger
good for
than
you.
2x2, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a really big space.
Yeah, pretty big.
2 meters, yeah. So how about you, Jed? Any thoughts on this year's Casual Connect?
Food was good. Feedback was pretty good. better than I expected, especially on the last day when the devs started circulating and trying out different games. And I'm very happy that our booth setup was very eye-catching.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wish we had a picture, but I think we posted them a bunch of them on Instagram
And Facebook.
and Facebook.
Yeah, I
So
guess. Yeah, it's just validation of sorts that putting a little thought, a little effort into how your display is going to look like will pay off.
Yeah,
It didn't take us too long or didn't cost that much.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it did a great. It did a great deal for us at the show.
And I think it was good that we attended the shows before to be able for us to come up with that kind of booth design. Because one of the I will give my tips here, but one of the things that we've over the shows that we've attended that it's important for people because people will just pass by like seconds. It's important to catch your attention right away. Once you get their attention, they'll go look at your game, try it out, and that's how you get the feedback. Excuse me.
So we have an incoming question from. Right. Let's see. We have an incoming question from at Real Stunt Panda. Wow, that's a new name. Have you ever thought of porting your games to PC? Oh, sorry.
That's the
porting. Not really porting. We've thought about making games
original
on
games
the
for
PC, but I wouldn't say we've ever considered porting our other games. They're a bit too casual, I guess.
What do you mean by porting?
It's moving into the
Cross-platform.
PC.
Yeah, translating
Yeah.
to a different.
And I think the games were always designed ground up for the mobile.
Yeah, for a touch
device.
interface.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can make it work with a mouse, but it was really designed with a phone in mind. I think if we were gonna build a PC game, we would start by thinking about what to do with a PC game.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to like design a game ground up for PC instead of like on a touchscreen device. Do you have pics to share of your booth?
So we're on Instagram.
we have
They're
some,
all in
we have
Instagram.
some up.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Check it out.
Here, it's here.
Yeah.
Search it. It's Instagram.com/Popsicle
Popsicle
Games.
Games.
Or at Popsicle Games.
Really proud of the booth. Well designed. And it was a pain in the ass to lug around the monitor. We have like a 23-inch vertical monitor that we bought for the purpose of the show, and it was like super heavy to bring, but it was all worth it in the end. I would say.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious what you did for Casual Connect Asia. So you were gathering feedback for our game.
Yeah,
Basically.
gathering feedback and just basic exposure for our studio and for the game, of course. But yeah, the primary objective was to gather feedback and to see how much we can improve some more of the game.
So what was your daily routine? I mean, for those 3 days, how did your days went?
Daily routine.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in the morning, pack the monitor, go to the subway, and then get to the event, set up the booth, eat some breakfast. Well, good thing there was food, for free
cool.
during the event. Have some coffee and then wait for the people to come, and then at the end of the day, pack up, attend the after party or after event parties.
They had parties.
Yeah.
Every day.
They did every day. We attended all of
night.
the free beer, free meals. It was good.
Wow.
Awesome stuff.
That's one of the perks of attending a game convention.
Yeah,
or
perks
so.
and but it gets tiring after like the second.
Yeah, but I mean it works. You get to meet more people,
Yeah, it
and
does.
you get to see different places.
Yeah. It's different because in the morning everyone's like so professional.
Yeah, and you get to see everyone in a more relaxed.
Yeah. And then in the evening,
Yeah.
more
I
relaxed.
thought you were gonna say they're wild.
Because of the party.
Game developers going wild.
no.
Yeah. I think we just. It was just us two drinking a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody was like super disciplined, but it's free beer. We kept on drinking.
Yeah, I just kept drinking.
Yeah. It's free because it's in Singapore. It's so expensive. Make the most out of it.
Yeah, that's not the kind of exposure we were planning.
No, yeah, but yeah,
It happened.
so it's still good fun. Good fun.
Yes.
So here, YouTube Gadget Addict said he just saw the booth. Clever idea with the portrait. Thank you very
Mm.
much.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank you.
following us on Instagram.
Yes. So yeah, what were we talking about now? Okay, so we talked about casual connect experience. So how important is it attending a game convention, both as a gamer and as a developer? Maybe we could start with being as a developer. How important it is attending an event or a gaming convention?
I think it's very important.
Hmm.
Well, first, if you're a game developer and you're serious about making games, eventually you're gonna have to put your work out there. It's you can look at it from the perspective of someone creative or an artist, something like that. Eventually you're gonna have to share your work. I'm not even talking about business here or profits. You need to get out there and share yourself, share your product with people, and this is a very good opportunity for you to start doing so. First, you get some, I guess I don't want to say feedback again, but you get realistic impressions of what you've been doing so far.
Right. I like that realistic impressions.
Yeah,
because
we don't want to work in a bubble.
yeah. And you always assume that okay, I do this interface. I assume that people will get it. But there, it either validates or or destroys your assumptions.
Yeah, you're basically exposing yourself and hey, tear my work down.
Exactly.
And that's what you're supposed to be doing. And that's from a creative standpoint. But beyond that, you become part of a bigger community. I mean, there's people have gotten organized. Like game developers, you have conventions, you have events all throughout the year. And you have to know who else is doing this with you. Again, you're not working in a bubble, and it's hard to improve, to get better at it, or even to get new ideas if you're working on your own. It's always good to make friends, to make new contacts, just to be part of the general community.
Yeah.
And like this is the place to do it.
Yeah.
It's as a developer, you have to participate.
And I think it's important to have, like what you said also, it's building network. Your network with the fellow co-developers or game developers. More importantly, developers in your country as well.
Yes, absolutely.
It's nice that, well, here in the Philippines, since it's still small, it's nice that, everybody's still helping each other, everybody's willing to help you out or like evaluate your game.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Evaluate.
Yeah.
At least have someone to send your work off
Yeah,
to and get some feedback.
And that support, I think, is very important to have. Attending as a game developer is very important. I am glad that last year we already started it. I think last year or like the year before that, we didn't even consider attending conventions. And after like ESGS, it fully cemented that okay, we gotta do this. We have to attend these conventions and time it well, especially if we have a new game coming out. It's again a good way to get feedback or to validate the game itself.
We're not even up to the point of being there to actually market the game.
Not yet, yes.
But that's another.
That's another thing. It's part and parcel, I guess. It goes hand in hand. You show off your game. It's also in a way marketing.
That's right. Yeah.
Because your brand gets some exposure. You have to be ready with your flyers, your giveaways, your booth design. So that's also part of it. And again, it's super important. Do not neglect attending game conventions. How about you, Abby?
Adding to what you guys said, it's really important to talk to other people, like your fellow developers in the event, because you get to learn a lot from them, like when it comes to making games, and yeah. You guys said all the things that I was
sometimes it's not even about the game itself. Sometimes you guys talk about process or what you do when this happens.
Yeah. It's nice to get some tips.
Yeah,
maybe
because most likely someone out there has gone through the same thing.
Exactly.
And they're gonna be willing to help you out.
Yeah. So Desktop San is asking, isn't it like if you're a game dev and you know your game is good,
You can get
people's attention quickly in a convention? Okay. I mean, okay, let me see if I can understand the question.
Okay, I think the key there is you know your game is good if you can get the people's attention quickly in a convention.
Is that always the case?
Again, you have to validate it with other people. Your opinion could be super different.
So, what he's saying is showing off your game in a convention, at a convention, is like showing off your game in the App Store, that if you can get people's attention, you're doing something right.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
The way consumers act in a convention would be the same, like they're looking for a game in the App Store. Sure, that's one thing. I mean, that's like step one.
I guess. I would disagree a bit.
Right.
App Store and a physical show, I think, will be different. There's a lot of factors. You definitely get more eyes in the App Store, but I think in the gaming, people catching people's attention in a gaming convention is really different from the App Store. I would say.
Yeah, like for example, we talked about the monitor, and we got a lot of attention at Casual Connect just because we dressed our monitor nicely. And you really can't do that on the App Store.
Yeah, the App Store, you only have your app icon, your featured image, your trailer, and then maybe your text and screenshots.
I guess
Everyone's equal on the App Store. I mean,
that's a different topic. That's a different topic.
Well, you guys submit this. I mean, you all get the same requirements to submit. That's what I meant by you guys are all equal on the App Store. I'm not referring to the featured ones.
Okay. What she's saying is we all get to show off the same things.
I guess.
On the App Store, So no frills, no dancers, no,
A good indicator though of your game being good in the convention is that people really stay and play your game.
Yeah, I guess that goes beyond what Desktop San was saying. Although that this goes right up to first impression, and that's it. You can get someone's attention, but if they put it down like 2 minutes later,
that's it.
Yeah, you have something to address.
And I'm quite glad that, again, not to toot our own horns, but when we were showing our very early build of Mighty Alpha Droid, I was pretty surprised that people would stay and play up to we had a level with 3 levels, and then the last one was the boss.
Yeah.
And then most of them, maybe 80% of them would.
They wanted to play.
Yeah, they wanted to really play. So that was a good sign for us.
And following that question is Drainage 666.
Hello.
Hey.
What do you guys feel about potential fight over your new game, since it's very similar to Mighty Number 9 style?
What's
Okay.
Mighty Number 9?
Mighty Number 9 is a game created by the guy who made Mega Man.
Okay.
People ask us that. It's
always
Mighty Alpha Droid, Mighty Number 9. They're two different games, I would say. One is a platformer, and our game is a word game. So the similarities only are up to the name, maybe, and maybe the art style, and that's it. People who recognize the Mighty Number 9 game are usually hardcore gamers.
I've
figures.
noticed that.
But when people come and say, "Oh, what's your name? What's the game? What's the name of the game?" Mighty Alpha Droid. Oh, it's a nice name.
I think we've written. We're open about Mega Man being a reference to Mighty Alpha Droid. It's over on our dev blog. Again, it's at popsiclegames.com. And you can read it over there how we came up with the process of basically everything about Mighty Alpha Droid.
YouTube Gadget Addict has like a technical question. You had a problem with eating up memory. Okay, we'll look into that.
Yeah, memory leak.
Yeah, it's our very first build on the iOS. So we always recommend people playing the Android build because that's always the latest build. But we'll definitely fix that. And hey, my GF is even more addicted to your game. Wow, okay.
Wow,
thank you very much. To the point where she had to reboot. Wow, because of the memory leak.
Okay, so we have to fix that.
We definitely have to fix
We'll
that.
look into that.
What do you mean by reboot? Like
Restart
format
the
your
phone? No, just
really?
restart.
Ah,
Okay.
So what other comments do we have? I mean questions.
I guess that's it. Let me see. New messages. Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so going back. Okay, so pros and cons. Again, we've talked about this. The pros and cons of attending a B2B and a B2C convention. Yeah, as a game developer, I guess you have to know the events, of course, you're attending. Are these events meant for B2B, business to business, or a B2C event, a business to consumer event? Some examples. B2Bs are Casual Connect, GMGC. What else? I attended one in Hong Kong, which was, I forget the name.
Yeah.
MGF, mobile game, something. Those are B2B conventions. You can tell by going to their site, and then you'll see. Usually they're filled with talks on the industry, and the sponsors are usually ad mediators, publishers, and they'll explicitly say also that these events are for game developers looking for XYZ, or if you need to blah 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 blah. B2C events are more targeted for the consumers, of course, or to the players. Examples are ESGS, TGS in some days, the public days. Sorry, PGF.
Yes,
in
Pinoy Gaming
Philippines,
Festival.
Pinoy Gaming Festival. E3 is definitely a B2C. GDC I would consider more of a B2B event, or more targeted to the game developers in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really is up to you and to your studio's objectives on what you want to do with these shows. I guess some pros and cons of a B2B event. Well, let's start with the pros. I guess you get to meet other game developers who are serious with their craft. And again, like what we were talking about is the importance of networking and all that. You get this could be a pro and con. You get to check out all the other ad mediators if you monetize with ads. So you get to choose, you get to talk with them, you get to make like personal connections with the representatives if you want to go with a certain mediator. And lastly, if you're looking for a publisher, a B2B is definitely the kind of event that you want to go. There are a lot of publishers going around checking out other games, and yeah. The con, of course, is for me. You get a lot of ad people talking to you, and if they see your game, like Jed mentioned, they play for 5 minutes and then they'll say, "Oh, here's our product."
Yeah, there are some that don't really give you the impression that they care.
Yeah,
they're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. How are you monetizing? Okay, so that kind of it's a bit off-putting for me.
What else? But yeah, mostly it's no offense to the salespeople.
Yeah, of course.
It's mostly the salespeople trying to hard sell you. If you're like that, I guess you have to.
Yeah, I mean, sales is a skill.
Sales is a skill, so you need to work on your skill.
Yes.
But yeah, that's for me the con. And also foot traffic. You get less foot traffic in a B2B event. Just because B2B events tend to be more expensive to attend or more exclusive to game developers, or some events require like you have to be like a C-level position of a company.
Yeah.
So definitely foot traffic there is not the priority. So if you're looking for maybe if you're expecting to get a lot of feedback for your game, B2B event is not recommended. Although again, it depends on your objectives for what kind of event that you want to attend.
So does Thompson ask a question? Have you ever aimed to be able to show in E3 someday? We'll answer that later, in the later part of our interview.
Yeah. What else? So B2C convention.
They're more fun.
They're more fun, definitely. They're more people.
Yes.
So yeah, again, if your objective is to show off your game, get some feedback, get some playtime on your game, a B2C event is a place to go. Definitely, you will not find, it's the total opposite of B2B. You will not find publishers going around looking for a game. Well, they may or may not, but
Yeah, don't expect.
don't
a lot
expect.
of them, yeah.
The chances of that happening is very
Yeah,
slim.
you'll get gamers.
Yeah.
And students.
Mostly
Yeah,
students.
Yeah, lots of students.
Not much ad people, although there was some in ESGS.
Yeah, and ads,
Ad,
localization.
yeah.
Yeah, those people.
That's part of it. But I mean but like having more people there like overshadows the fact that they're there. What else? B2C. Yeah, it's just generally more fun, it's noisier.
Yeah, it's here. Especially
Maybe.
if you're right across the Just Dance.
Yes.
Is
Place.
that through your table over at Casual?
Yeah, no, in
No,
ESGS.
ESGS.
Oh,
We were
ESGS.
across Ubisoft. They have a big booth that showed off
Yeah,
Just Dance. And
Yeah,
they only
it's
play
like 3 meters away.
3 meters away, and with the huge ass speakers that only played "Cake by the Ocean," "Sorry" by Justin Bieber,
Okay.
And Worth It.
by
Wow.
who sang that?
Wow, you've
all girl.
memorized all of
Yeah,
Yeah, I can still hear it in my head.
yeah, the occasional Queen song. I
Yeah,
forget.
Queen,
Yeah.
Queen, don't stop me now.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's generally more fun. Not much indies during the event.
Yeah, we were with the.
We were with the IGDA.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah. So again, it really boils down to your objectives on what you want to happen with your game. So yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of what you want to happen, yeah.
YT Gadget Addict is
Yeah.
asking, did you monitor a big increase in installs after the event?
Okay, that's a good question. Because Mighty Alpha Droid is currently in open beta. That just means that the game can be discovered by literally searching the name of the game, and that's it. It's not really for public consumption.
Right. Yeah.
We got a little spike, but after the event, you see a dip. That's just because it's an open beta. Very similar thing happened during ESGS. We had that spike, and then after the event, it's
Yeah.
normal. So, but yeah, we'll definitely have to check it out next time when the game is out for the public, and then we attend an event, and then we
Yeah, we
Promote-
actually do
Yeah, that's actually
do
a
a
good
push
idea.
Yeah,
for
so
the
that-
launch.
so
Yes.
hopefully that will do wonders for our downloads. So yeah, anything I missed with the pros and cons for the B2B and B2C?
B2C, B2B.
I think you.
Yeah, I think
Said it
of course
all.
B2C in a B2C convention. Yeah, I think you've said it all. You got lots of foot traffic, lots of gamers, lots of students,
Lots of cosplayers.
lots of cosplayers.
Of course.
Cosplayers. Some good, some bad.
And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
You only go to gaming. I mean, you could probably go to anime convention. Okay, that's another good question. We're considering going to a cosplay convention sometime.
Sometime in, I think
June,
that's
July?
October.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You might be right. October.
September or
October.
Yeah. Because again, I'll talk about this more. But one of the tips I will be giving is, people in cosplay play your game. That's a really big, huge plus to getting attention.
Oh yeah, because we showed the game off at
The ToyCon, Christmas
Christmas
ToyCon.
ToyCon. Yes,
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, last year.
2016. Yes.
I will talk about my
let's talk
experiences
about that.
later. Okay, as an exhibitor, okay, now we were talking about showing off the games during a gaming convention. So as an exhibitor, what's the best way of gaining feedback for the game that we exhibit, or if a game developer decides to exhibit this game, what's the best way of gaining feedback?
The best way.
Basically, you just talk to them and have a genuine interest in speaking with them.
Yep.
Like you don't just hey, what do you think about my game? You just talk to them and have a little chit chat with them, because that's how I usually do in ESGS. Like I talked to a lot of people, and we were, after we talked about Mighty Alpha Droid, they mentioned about, oh, what other games do you like and all that stuff. So you just have a little friendly chit chat with them, and like that.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna talk to them, just be sincere. Ask them exactly about the things that you want to find out about. I think I want to add to that by saying you have to observe people. When I get someone to try out the game, I usually just stand back for a minute or two and look at what they're doing, because that's where you'll notice where the problem spots are, the rough patches, where people are getting stuck or where people are getting frustrated. And then you can bring it up afterwards, like, oh, how do you feel about this, or what do you think of that thing? Yeah, just observe and note it down. You can just remember it and note it down later, but try to see where people are getting stuck or what people are having trouble with.
So talking and observing what they do during your game, during playing your game. That's
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's it.
And again, while talking, of course, I try also to tend to avoid yes and no questions, because if you ask, is my game good, and they'll say yes, definitely, because you're there. But it's better to ask questions that lead to like a discussion on okay, how do you feel about the game, what do you think, or why were you again frustrated in this part, or those kinds of things. Try to really avoid yes and no questions. And yeah, I guess Jed and Abby said what has to be done. Observe and talk with them genuinely. Don't be shy. I mean, I know some game developers are shy, but yeah, you have to fight that shyness, and if you want your game to be good, you have to go for it.
Yeah, I guess I have to add here that you have to let go of your ego for a bit. Don't be defensive if someone says, I don't understand what's going on here, or I don't get this. No explanation you can offer is going to make them feel better, because you just made them feel stupid. So just take their confusion or their frustration as a lesson for you to do something about it, especially if it's something that often crops up or you see happening to a lot of people.
I'm actually curious, how do you guys respond to negative feedback? Like really negative? Because you said earlier that you only ask questions that lead to discussion. What about if it leads to an argument?
I don't think anyone's been like super negative or rude. People don't do that, especially where here we're all very polite.
So you have no experiences of people directly giving it to you in your face, negative feedback?
No, I don't think people are really like that in the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have that in the internet, but when you're face to face,
no one's going to say this is garbage to your face. No, I don't think so. They can think it.
But they won't really say it to you. They'll say like things like, the most negative thing I've heard was like, oh, Mighty Alpha Droid, there are no words that I can spell because the letters.
What can I make with a Y, a Q, and a Z? What is this?
They
say it's like,
that's perfectly valid.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, that's a technical flaw of the game, and then we address it. Which I say, I just apologize. Oh, so sorry for that. And then
Yeah, and of course you also get the people who are clearly not impressed, clearly don't like it, and they'll still say, "Ha ha ha, very good game, good job."
You have those types as
and
well.
you get the impression, he
You
hates
notice
it.
that from observing.
Yes,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Actually, I remember one guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say where he's from, but
Is that in Casual
it was-
Connect?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just bad timing because Sir Jed and Sir James wasn't there, and it was the only one. And he was trying to say, "Oh, so how? So if I buy all the coins and go up to the level 20, so what happens after?" And I'm like, "Oh, because blah 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 blah." And then but in my country, how are people going to enjoy this if you like this and like that? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know how to speak to him.
Oh,
so
they're not
like,
going to enjoy it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You make them enjoy it.
I mean, there's so much you can do, and people are people, so
Yeah,
Yeah, you get different
That's
types.
good though. That's good. You remember
Yeah.
what those people say.
He's the only person, but next time I guess I have to know what
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
to say.
yeah, just
Yeah.
be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, lesson learned. Okay, so now how do you make your booth look interesting with minimal budget? I guess we were talking about this a while.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that you can do with a minimal budget. Just be creative. That thing that we did on for our monitor didn't cost a lot. It was printed on a Sintra board and it was cut out by a printer. Then we just simply stuck it on the
On
the
the
monitor.
sides
Yeah,
of the monitor.
things like that. Small things that can have a huge impact on your setup is definitely worthwhile. If you haven't attended the show yet and you have no idea on what to do, again, it's just you can do the bare minimum and then see from there. Okay, what has to be done? Do the people crowd your space? Okay, so how do I resolve that? And then that's how we thought about having a vertical monitor because so that people can see that. Oh, actually, we what we did first was we brought a TV, 30-inch TV to the show.
Is it this one?
No,
No.
that's the one outside.
And we thought, okay, this is good, but since our games are played on a vertical manner,
portrait.
Yeah.
we needed a display that could also do a vertical display. So we ended up buying the vertical monitor, and then okay, we thought that wasn't enough, so we added like some designs, and basically be creative on what you can do. Flyers definitely help. To pass around, the link, of course, have links to your game or to your site or to your landing pages. That definitely helps. What else? Stickers are a bit expensive, but they're a nice
giveaways.
giveaway. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There are actually people out there who like to collect stuff, free
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
like
free
any free
stuff.
stuff. I'm
Yeah.
one of them. So I like collecting cards and stickers on conventions, and
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always look at what the other people are doing as well. If you're in an event, I saw
Yeah.
people handing out buttons,
but
Yes.
Yeah.
buttons, and stickers. Stickers are very popular. What else? Was there anything particularly unique? Yeah, I think mostly stickers.
Yeah, stickers.
I dig that.
If you have a fighting game, provide fighting sticks. That's what they are.
The dude had fighting
Yeah,
sticks.
For
and I
a
want to
different
get
experience.
I want to get my own
Fighting
fighting
sticks.
stick.
Cool.
So we're gonna
Play Street Fighter
fight with the
Fighter.
with. Okay, let's see comments. Brenda.
Flyers are a waste of money since we don't take it, but it's a numbers game.
No, I don't throw them away.
We
I
can
don't.
debate on the usefulness of flyers, but I think for such a minimal thing to have. Well, here in the Philippines, it's very cheap to have it printed, so we don't mind it. But in other countries, you might want to consider how your flyers are designed. Like for us, we have like 16 games, so definitely we don't have our 16 games on the flyers,
Right.
but we feature some games. The top games that we think are deserving in the flyer, and of course the game that we're promoting. But keep it simple, keep it very minimalist, and have the links there. It may or may not work, but it's still worth a shot. I would say, in my opinion.
So instead of flyers, Desktop San is suggesting why not give away popsicle sticks.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, that's another good idea.
Yeah, since some people don't like flyers, like straight in the
That's
bin.
something
For
unique.
some people,
Popsicle stick.
popsicle stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so next, how do network with other game developers? So now we have experience with talking to other game developers. So what I usually do is I play their game, give some feedback, and do some small talk. Where are you from? And then from there, I try to expound some more. Like, you're from this country. If I've been there, I say, I've been there. I like it very much. Blah blah blah. And then that's how I continue the conversation and see if they're good, if they feel like talking to me or not. And if not, I move on to the other guy. But yeah, it's basically small talk, finding, I guess like in any other social event, it's finding like common ground, and then from there you just talk about it. And that's it. For me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything special about connecting with game developers compared to connecting with other people. It's just that usually you talk about what you do, which is make games. So I don't know. I don't have anything particular about game developers to share here. Just don't be weird.
Yes, don't be weird.
Yeah, don't be
Why?
weird.
Have you encountered?
No, because you don't want to
Yeah.
you don't want to be off-putting to the person. Just make them feel at ease.
Yeah.
Do you also talk about the current games out there? You mean if there's a new game release? Oh wow, Injustice 2 is already out.
Sometimes that's a hard thing to talk, because some people are not like super updated.
Oh.
Or I don't know. I usually tend not to talk about other games. I try to talk about more of the industry or like development itself. I mean like their work. I rather focus on them. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you'll be able to tell if they want to talk about other games.
Yeah.
Usually I bring it up, but if they don't seem interested, don't pursue it then, because then you'd be weird. So don't be weird.
I think that's
give you the eye.
That's the main lesson.
Yeah. Don't keep talking about games if they don't want to talk about games.
I can talk about Elite Dangerous for all day.
Yeah. I mean,
And
good
then people
for
will
you if
think
you meet
you're
someone
weird.
who also wants to talk about Elite Dangerous. Or
Slim chance.
And then people would think you two are weird.
Weird, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So
There's a guy who likes Elite Dangerous. Yeah. So basically, just be your normal self. Don't be weird. Okay, so I place here how cosplayers help draw in a crowd as an exhibit.
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying cosplayers. It's nice to have them around your event.
Especially in an anime convention. Are we talking about anime?
The convention that I attended was a toy selling convention.
I think any geek related
Yeah.
thing now has cosplayers
cosplayers.
milling about.
That's true.
Yeah, and a good thing, a good way is having them play your game. Once the cosplayer is playing your game, people will start crowding in and checking it, because like, this cosplayer playing your game. So it's kind of cool. It's a tip for getting cosplayers to play your game is, of course, to know what they're cosplaying.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, I mean, if you don't know, just say, hey, would you like to try? But don't try to guess what they're cosplaying. I think that's an offense to them.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not
Is
a
it
cosplayer.
offensive?
I think so, because
Really?
they put. Well, I'm assuming they place a lot of hard work in their costume, and then you call them out for another character.
Oh.
Isn't that like insulting? I don't know.
What do you
Christine.
think?
What do you think?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the cosplayer, but it's not really offensive. Maybe just slightly disappointing, but
Slightly
not
disappointing.
offensive. Not totally.
See, so
Totally
borderline.
to get on the good side, I usually call out the character that they're cosplaying if I know it, and then they 90% of the time they will come and play your game.
Yeah. I think there was a photo on Facebook about wherein Arrow the Arrow is playing our game.
Yeah. That was one good
That
example.
was over on Christmas Toy-Con.
Christmas Toy-Con, that's right. Once they get in, people will check out your game. But make sure, I mean, not to be, what's the word I'm saying, looking for, not to be discriminative, but try to get the cosplayer who has like the proper cosplay costume or the proper costume with lots of effort. Because you don't want like some cheap ass cosplayer playing your game.
Low cost cosplay.
Some questions here. Are they interested because they're cosplayers or because they're attractive? Being attractive is part of
That's
cosplay.
part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you want them because they attract attention.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
And the more eyes you on your game, the better. That's
So-
how it is.
Contrary to what you're saying, on Desktop San says, I've always thought that it's a gray area. People would check out the cosplayer more and would clog your booth, in which people who are interested won't actually see your booth.
No, that
Did that happen?
happened. That's why we decided to have like a better stand for a monitor. So the monitor isn't for the player. It's actually for the other people watching.
I see.
So because tendency is the player will be looking at the phone or at the mobile device, and the other people will look.
Would
at
want
the
to see it too, right?
That's what that thing is for. So that's why you need it's very important to have your booth set up for like a crowd. And some general tips and tricks being an exhibitor. Okay, I guess for me, especially if it's an international event and you're going to be traveling a lot from event to your hotel, it's very important to think about how you're going to lug all your equipment.
Did you have a difficult time doing that?
It's a good thing. Well, in Japan, it was good that their rail system was good. So I only had to bring my suitcase. So make sure your suitcase is enough for your whatever you're bringing, your laptop, your printed materials and whatnot. And just basically be prepared. It's like traveling, but with an extra step that you're bringing stuff around. So I tend to think about, okay, like for this tip, for our last tip, how am I gonna bring that big ass monitor around? I don't want to
So how
carry.
did you do it?
So I brought a big suitcase. I made sure it would fit, of course, with no clothes. And then I just fit it there.
Solely for that monitor?
Yeah, for that monitor and then some stuff, of course, that you can put, the light stuff that you can put inside.
Okay.
And then you just drag it around, going back and forth, event to hotel, vice versa. So be prepared for that. Make sure that when you get to the event, make sure that you're not going to be tired lugging all your stuff. So be prepared for that. It's good to have a checklist before leaving.
Yes.
Have a list on what to bring, like your tape, scissors, and all your stuff that you have to bring. Make sure you're prepared. And I guess moral of the story: just be prepared. Know what you're gonna, know where you're staying, where's the event, plan for that, and then enjoy the event. And of course, the event itself. Know what is provided, because some events provide you a monitor, some don't. Like Casual Connect don't provide you a monitor, but they definitely provide you an electrical plug or electrical outlet. So know how many you'll need. If you'll need a lot, make sure to have your what you call that, extension cord ready and all that. I guess just be prepared. Be a Boy Scout or Girl Scout.
Simply.
Bring food and water if none will be provided.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
agree. Yes,
Yeah.
you will get thirsty.
Yeah.
If you're exhibiting, especially if you're on your feet all day, you're gonna need some water. Especially if you're gonna be talking. Same thing over and over and over. Yeah, have some water.
That's coming from experience.
Yeah,
in Casual
sure.
Connect.
Yeah, and what Abby said earlier, like if you're in a very noisy place,
Oh, you're gonna be shouting.
you're gonna be shouting,
Yeah.
and you will lose your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear comfortable shoes as well.
Yes.
No,
Comfortable
for the
shoes.
ladies, do not wear heels. I don't think that's going to be beneficial. where the men wear like really comfortable shoes.
Mm.
And depends on the weather. Like in Singapore it was hot, so I decided just to wear shorts.
Mm.
Very casual.
Very casual. That's the I think that's one of the advantages of attending a video game convention that's B2B, because you just have to be casual. People don't come in suits or like corporate attire, because that's not the
Yeah, I think even the
thing.
speakers aren't wearing suits.
Yeah, they're always wearing round necks and jeans. That's it.
They put on a blazer.
And maybe put on
To make
That's
it
it.
look semi-formal.
yeah, but it's nice that everybody's like super casual.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on like, really fancy clothes or. What else? Did I miss anything? General tips and tricks. General tips, more tips.
Water.
More, yeah.
Food.
Water.
How to bring your equipment around.
It's like going camping. You really like being a Boy Scout.
In a way.
In a way, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Since you're preparing for something. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add there. Yeah, just
So on the flip side, as an attendee, if you're planning to attend a gaming convention, and of course you're gonna be playing games, how do you give proper feedback to the developer?
I haven't tried that at all. I mean, it's rare for me to see game studios in our local conventions gathering people to get feedback for their games. So, have any of you tried it?
To give feedback. So the other way around.
So, yeah.
During Casual Connect, when I was playing other games, people don't really ask me my opinion on their game. I usually ask them, okay, when is it gonna be out? And they usually say, oh, the next month. So I don't know if they're still looking for feedback or so. I was wondering, was it polite? Was it impolite? If ever I gave feedback, was it impolite of me to give feedback, or would that be okay?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
Yeah, I usually ask if I get stuck, what does this do? Why did it do that? What happens if I do this?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah, I just ask, and usually it's enough for them to understand that maybe there's something here that's not being communicated properly. There's not, it's not very clear. Yeah, I thought I was being helpful. Yeah, just ask questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Of course, be polite. If you think you're gonna say something wrong, don't say it.
Yeah.
But again, it's nice to be very direct as well. Don't tiptoe on the issue. Like if you think that this is wrong, or like you didn't find it like fun or whatever, try to articulate it in a matter that's very helpful or very descriptive to the problem. Don't just say, I don't think this is fun.
Like
and just sleep.
in which area did you not find
Yeah,
fun
exactly. You have to articulate why you think it's both fun and not fun. And yeah, just be polite, I guess.
Yes, yeah, or else don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, what I do mostly is I compliment them because they work hard on that game.
Yeah, that's
So sometimes they really don't ask me like, hey, what do you think about my game? They don't usually ask that. So I'm the one who initiates
Initiates, yes.
that conversation where, hey, I really like what you guys did here, and then I'll go on asking about how they did it and all that stuff. I think sometimes I tell them like, oh, I think I have a suggestion for this, but I tell them in a really polite way. I don't really just, oh, this is really hard, and we just change it something like that. I don't really do that. Yeah, that's what I did in Casual Connect, and a lot of people when I compliment their game, they just smile, and that's a really good thing because they really worked hard on it, so they deserve that.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think prior to that, you'll always find one good thing in a game, whether it's in design or in the playstyle. You always find one good thing in almost everything.
It's true. And then lastly, as attendees of an event, what is your like usually? Of course, there's a lot of booths around. If it's a big event, there's a lot of booths around. What is your game plan for maximizing your time?
Is this like Lucky Star? Have you guys watched Lucky Star?
The anime?
That's an
Yeah, the
anime.
anime. Well, there was an episode in there where it features Winter Comiket in Japan.
Okay.
And Winter Comiket is known to be really crowded. Like a
Okay.
lot of people flock in there. And then there was this protagonist. Her name is Konata, the blue-haired
The
girl.
blue-haired, yeah.
Yes. So she makes a
It's a good
game
anime.
plan. She makes a game
It's a
plan
good
to
anime. You should see.
visit all the booths that she wants to visit, and then yeah, she makes it through time. I mean, she makes it in time
Make it in time. Yeah.
just to gather all those manga.
Yeah, see, that's a good example. I mean, like, because TGS was like the biggest event that I've attended.
Mhm.
We had 3 halls, and to give you some context, one hall was like as big as the whole SMX. So that's just one hall, and you had 3 of those. So obviously you cannot go to all of it in one day.
It's true.
So the advantage was being as an exhibitor there. I get the exhibitor pass, so I was able to go early and do the thing that I like with no lines. But
Yeah,
that's special
yeah.
case.
Not get in line for an hour.
Yes. That's special case. But yeah, I guess again it's like planning ahead of time on who is attending and who do you want to see. In Tokyo Game Show, just like the Singaporeans, they also like to fall in line for everything. So the popular booths are usually the ones with the longest line. So last year it was Resident Evil 7. I think the Bandai Namco booth was also very crowded. The PlayStation booth was very crowded as well. So you have to learn how to compromise. If you're gonna attend multiple days, I guess you have more allowance. ESGS, I don't know. We didn't have that problem because it's not as big yet.
Yeah, and we didn't really go around much.
Yeah.
I guess we just looked at the booths, but never really participated much
Yeah.
in what was going on there. Yeah, didn't play any games.
Yeah.
I don't remember playing any games. Just watched.
We did on the indie games,
Did
I
we?
think. The indie site. The one at the end. Yung the indie corner or whatever they call it.
Oh yeah. But there was no one there.
There's no one there. But yeah, if
There
you're
was no
attending
one
the
there.
big conventions, again, it's like being an exhibitor. Be prepared. Know
I think
the.
it's good to have a map.
It's good to have a map.
Yeah.
They usually publish the map, especially the bigger ones. They publish the floor plan, so you know where to go.
Yeah.
Be there early. The earlier the better. What else? Yeah.
Going on to local conventions, there are some tips that I'd like to share. If it's a 3-day or a 2-day event, it's always good to go on the last day, always, because there are more people.
Are these cosplay events?
Not entirely cosplay
Okay,
events,
sorry.
even anime events.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are more people attending on the last day. And it's also good to stay at the end of the convention, because if you're gonna buy some stuff, they give discounts when the convention is about to close.
Yes.
Merchandise, I see.
Yes.
So the best days to go at the last day? Is that correct?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
so.
because they don't want to take everything back.
Yeah.
They want to
You're
just
right.
sell their
You're
stuff.
Right. You're right.
That's
Alright,
right.
that's a good thing. And generally, as exhibitor, last days are usually the most dead days. You got to be ready for the first and maybe the second day. Third day is typically the dead days. So if you plan to leave early on the last day, that's okay. But definitely stay the whole day for the first and second days. As exhibitors. As attendees, go on the last day.
There you go.
Okay, and my last question. What is your game convention bucket list
Bucket list.
and why?
Game convention bucket list.
Yes.
Like, what would I like to do
Yes.
at a game convention?
No, what would you like to attend?
Oh, where would I like to
Yeah,
go?
where would you like to
Okay, so not like like get arrested at the game.
No, that's not the bucket list.
What the hell? Okay. I have lots. I wanna go to GDC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to go to GDC.
GDC.
At least once, and meet my heroes.
What's GDC?
Game Developer Convention. It's all
It's on where?
always in the US.
Always.
San Francisco, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
First
Quarter.
First quarter of the year.
Yes,
No?
first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Gaming conventions. If you ask me tabletop conventions, I have a big list.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go to Gen Con,
Gen Con.
Origins, some other. Okay, anyway, what other? What? Wait, I thought it was Game Dev Conf. Oh yeah, sure. What else? I had some more in mind. I forgot.
Dice Tower Con.
Dice, yeah, sure. Dice Tower.
What's that?
Dice Tower Con.
It's by Jen's favorite YouTuber.
Yeah. There's a channel on YouTube called the Dice Tower.
Okay.
They talk about board games.
Okay.
This is like desktop stuff. Desktop
Tabletop stuff.
stuff.
Okay.
No.
So physical
for
games.
for video games.
Video games.
Yeah, GDC. I'd like to go to QuakeCon.
QuakeCon. That's
Quake?
yeah. That's one.
What's
That's a good
that?
one.
It's a convention for
Before, I think it was like one huge LAN party.
yeah. They
That's
get
the
like
LAN
they
party?
get like a
LAN?
warehouse.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, LAN party.
Everyone would bring their desktops.
Yes. Before
With their
Oh.
CRT monitors.
yeah, during the 90s.
Yeah, they'd have these really long tables. Everyone would set up. They'd
Okay.
hook up to the network,
Yes.
and everyone would just deathmatch for like 2 days straight.
2 days.
Yeah,
What?
something like that.
Wow.
Okay.
Isn't that deadly?
Yeah, but I'd like to see. Like I'd like to experience.
Now it turned into like a proper convention. Right?
Yeah, with conferences,
But
announcements.
I think they still do
Well, they still do
the
that thing.
the LAN thing.
Yeah.
The
And-
Stop Sun is suggesting we should come to PAX East at
PAX
Australia.
Australia.
They're
PAX.
pretty
Yeah.
Talk about
PAX,
PAX has video games and tabletop
and
games.
tabletop.
your thing.
Yeah. They even have like stage shows,
Oh, really?
crap
cool.
like that. Yes. Wait, one more. Evo.
Evo. I was gonna bring up Evo.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Evo.
So Evo, for those who aren't familiar, is like the fighting game.
Yeah.
Like the big fighting game tournament where you've got Street Fighter. Maybe this year it's Injustice 2.
Yeah, Tekken,
Tekken 7.
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear. I think are they gonna have a Evo for Mortal Kombat? Excellent.
I'm not sure.
So the fighting games.
It's all fighting games and
Super
people like
Smash Bros.
Super Smash Brothers. Yeah.
And people in there are not button mashing.
No, they're not.
No.
Pros.
Real
Real
pros.
Yeah, real pros.
Daigo.
Daigo and all those dudes.
Yeah, I'd like to be there.
Yeah, I definitely like to
I'd like to try
watch.
competing
Maybe
and
compete.
getting eliminated
Yeah.
right
So
away.
that's part of the experience.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
part
it
of the
is.
experience. Yes.
You get I think one of our favorite YouTubers, The Completionist, attended last year.
Yeah, he competed in a bunch of games.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
not just Street Fighter, but
Mm.
like other games as well. And he narrated his experience at, I think his call time was in the morning, and he had to
Yeah,
deal
very
with-
early.
very
Apparently,
early,
yeah.
so he had to deal with it. So it would be nice to also experience something
Mhm.
similar. Yeah, my bucket list. What would be my bucket list? Maybe E3. I always wanted to go to E3.
Yeah, E3, where all the big announcements
Yeah,
are
big
made.
announcements happen. Ever since I was like small, reading EGM.
What's each?
Wait,
EGM?
we've talked about this.
We've
talked about this. Yeah, EGM.
The magazine.
Yeah, the
Oh right.
The magazine.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the magazine where you can all get you.
Yeah, I
during
remember
the
now.
90s, you only get your gaming news from because there was no
Yeah.
internet yet.
Right.
So ever since I was reading EGM, I always wanted to go to E3.
Mm-hmm.
Before E3, there was CES.
CES?
CES.
What's
Wait.
that? What does
History,
it stand
history
for?
CES is the Consumer Electronics Show.
Oh.
before before E3 happened because
that's E3's previous name or
No.
no?
It's
No,
a different.
they
It's still a thing today.
it's still a thing.
Yeah.
CES is primarily for hardware,
Yes.
electronics, because it's consumer electronics show. And then video games was like trying to hitch on that.
Yes.
And then they decided, okay, we can be big enough to have our
Yeah,
own
they
show.
had their own thing.
So they made E3.
Okay.
And then E3 stopped for like a year or two. No?
Yeah.
During the mid 2000s,
yeah.
it stopped. It wasn't a yearly thing. Like I think 2005 or 2006 they stopped, something like that. And then they came back after a few years. Something like that.
I'm not sure what
it just came back like super recent. No, not super recent, but
Yeah, after
recently.
that.
Yeah, after that. What else?
Gen Con.
Not Gen Con. I would like to attend the Nordic game shows.
Oh.
They're a bunch. They're a bunch.
Nordic.
In the Nordic countries like Sweden and Norway. I think they're that region that has a growing gaming community there because the big names are there like DICE, Supercell.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. The Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yes.
Mojang. Who else am I missing? And a bunch. They're all there. The Lords.
The people who make Amnesia, Frictional.
Oh, they're from
Yeah.
there. I see. So yeah, maybe yeah. And I always wanted to go to Iceland. So
Oh.
yeah. How about you guys?
You're actually guys missing one main event, BlizzCon.
Oh,
BlizzCon! I was
BlizzCon.
BlizzCon.
Yes,
Alright.
Blizzard.
From Blizzard.
Yeah.
They have their own convention where all their IPs are there. World of Warcraft, now Overwatch, Diablo 3, and Heroes of the Storm.
So that's where you want to go.
Yeah,
It's
because
your
of
dream.
Overwatch.
Because of Overwatch.
Again,
It's also in the US?
California.
In the US, in
Yeah,
California.
it happens fourth quarter. I think.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah,
October,
October,
you're
November.
You're right, because we were having this discussion last year.
Yes.
After my talk in DevCon. Speaking of DevCon,
Yeah,
I remember November, I think.
Yeah, Blizzard is notably very friendly to their fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I realized this when I was looking at I think it was the BlizzCon 2016 site last year, and they had a guide for cosplayers. So they had like reference pictures and
really?
patterns and stuff like that. Yeah, so they really encourage the people to
cosplay.
Yeah, to
Come and
cosplay, do their thing, do fan art, and very fascinating.
That's cool. And Christine, how about you? Video game and not cosplay.
Yeah, I haven't attended the game convention, any game convention yet.
What would you want to attend?
Here in the Philippines, maybe try out ESGS because earlier you guys were saying that
Yeah.
ESGS was your...
Just Dance.
Just Dance.
Yeah.
No, please, no.
Just Dance
Nothing of that.
2017.
Yes.
What will be the songs for 2017?
I have no idea. I am no longer in the know.
Nothing of that, please.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe attend some international conventions in, let's say, Tokyo Indie Fest.
Going back to Japan.
Yes. Yes.
Sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan's always good. The one thing that impressed me in the Tokyo Game Show was because there were so many people, they would form a natural line walking back and forth. So you just follow. It's like a lane of cars. You know where to walk because everybody's walking that direction. Nobody was shoving. Nobody was like pushing people around.
That's
They're always so organized.
It's I mean
That's crazy.
That's also their pastime. Falling in line.
Wow.
They love to fall in line.
Hobby
That's
falling.
insane.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a really good experience for me. I thought it was gonna be like super chaotic and everything, but I was really amazed. And then of course the booths were like structures in itself.
So
it's like a
very
theme park.
elaborate.
Yeah, very elaborate. You have to fall in line, and then you're shown into this
People
area.
jump out and scare you.
I think in the Resident Evil 7 dude.
Really? Oh,
I did not go. Bon, our developer, went. But I did not. I asked him what happened, and he said
Were you scared?
there was like a horror booth.
Yeah, we
thing
need more
there.
of that.
No.
We need more of that
Yeah,
on events.
I
There
did.
should be like some guy who chases you around the show floor.
Show floor.
Yeah. Oh, like this is like a school fair. They should have like a jail. Yeah, put you in jail.
No.
You have to pay someone.
Is that on your bucket list?
Maybe.
Yes.
But yeah, TGS is great. Japan, the shows in Japan is always. We wanted to enter a show in Japan called Bit Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we weren't accepted. So hopefully next year.
Yeah.
And Desktop San said there's TwitchCon. Okay, I don't know what happens in TwitchCon.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Final Fantasy 14. They always have it in Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They have a special event just for their game.
Just for Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, because it's a big game.
Solely for
That's-
Final.
Yeah, for 14. That's where they announce all their new expansions that are coming out for the year. So it's pretty good. Pretty good.
There's also Warframe convention.
Melbourne Games Week in Australia.
Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne. We have never tried Australia. I don't know. Australia's good also. A nice place to visit. But us going game convention, never tried.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's it for our show. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
and thanks for following us on Instagram a while ago. Here,
There,
if you'd like to
yes.
get if you'd like to see our pictures on Casual Connect Asia, it's at our Instagram account. It's at Popsicle Games.
Yep.
And it's also linked on Facebook, facebook.com/Popsicle Games.
Maybe we should make a blog post on it, or like our
Ah,
site.
yeah, we're gonna do that sometime. And if you want to read our dev blogs, that's also on our website, popsiclegames.com. And Desktop San is saying we didn't talk about his original question. About
question.
What was your?
I think he was asking.
Oh, about attending E3.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
as-
Attending or exhibiting?
Exhibiting.
Exhibiting in E3.
Yeah.
Again, it really depends on the budget.
Yeah, if we have the opportunity
Yeah.
and we have the right game, no one's gonna say no to that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we all want that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope we answered your question.
So that's it for
Yeah,
our Real Talk episode.
Catch us on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And
Yeah.
Monday, GMT +8 at 12 noon.
We're
Will
gonna
be,
play
what are we gonna play?
Left
I don't know.
Behind, The Last of Us.
You
Are we
can
gonna
play
still play-
more Last of
Can we
Us.
play something else?
No, I want to finish.
Bloodborne, Marvel,
Maybe we can play Marvel so everybody can
Marvel.
play.
Yeah, we can play Marvel.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate
Yeah,
Alliance.
it's an old game.
Yeah.
Can we finish Left Behind?
We'll finish it on our own time.
Yeah, you can finish
Okay.
it. Yeah, you can play and we'll.
Or maybe just
Watch.
watch the Let's Play. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm sick of Last of Us already. It's awesome.
Really?
Play Just Dance.
Play
Yeah.
Just Dance.
We need Just Dance.
I'll buy the camera.
Yeah.
We'll buy the song. We have Rock Band.
Just Dance.
Rock Band.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Rock Band.
Rock Band. Christine will sing. Rock. All the old songs.
Yes.
Especially New Wave.
Yes.
What else? Yeah, so we'll figure out our game thing next week. So it's maybe most probably will be Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We have both 1 and 2. So we'll see. And yeah, that's it. Then
Okay.
catch us next week.
Yeah. Sunday, 9 p.m. PST.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye!